Imagine finding out that the swelling in your ankles, the aching in your knees, and that strange tingling crawling up your calves every evening, symptoms you have been dismissing as normal aging, are actually your body sending you the same distress signal over and over again. Not because your body is broken, because it is running out of something specific, something that can be addressed, starting with your very next meal. Does that sound too simple to be true? It is not. Starting in your mid-20s, your body loses roughly 1% of its structural collagen every single year, according to research published in the journal NPJ Aging. By your 60s, that loss has compounded into something your joints, blood vessels, and connective tissues feel every single day. And for women, the timeline accelerates sharply. Research shows skin collagen alone can plummet by up to 30% in the 5 years immediately following menopause. That is not a gradual decline, that is a collapse. And here is what makes this even more urgent. Most of the collagen loss happening inside your body right now is invisible in the early stages. There are no warning labels. By the time the swelling, the joint stiffness, and the leg discomfort become impossible to ignore, the structural damage has been building quietly for years. In the next 14 minutes, I am going to walk you through 8 specific foods, all natural, all research supported, that deliver the exact compounds your connective tissue is starving for. I am going to show you which collagen types target your blood vessels and legs directly, why preparation method matters more than most people realize, and what the number 1 food on this list does that no supplement can replicate. I have spent years working with older adults on evidence-informed approaches to mobility, structural health, and inflammation management. And what you are about to hear is not theory, it is biology you can act on tonight. Before we go any further, drop a comment right now with just your age and your city, nothing else. I want to see who is watching this, because collagen loss follows different timelines and patterns depending on where you are in life. And I want this information to be as relevant to you as possible. And if you have ever noticed swelling in your ankles or feet by the end of the day, especially after sitting for long periods, add the word swelling to your comment. That specific symptom tells me something important about which foods on this list matter most for you. Here is what is happening in millions of households right now. A 68-year-old woman wakes up and her ankles are already puffy before she has taken her first step of the day. Her knees ache going down the stairs. By afternoon, her calves feel heavy, almost buzzing. She has mentioned it to her doctor, who checked her heart and circulation, found nothing alarming, and suggested she elevate her legs and reduce salt. Good advice, but incomplete. What nobody explained to her is what is happening structurally inside those legs. The walls of the tiny veins and capillaries that carry blood through her lower limbs are made largely of type 3 collagen, the elastic, flexible collagen that keeps vessel walls supple and resilient. As that collagen declines with age, those vessel walls lose their ability to maintain tone. Fluid leaks into surrounding tissue. Pressure builds. The swelling, the heaviness, the tingling, these are not random symptoms. They are the predictable result of collagen loss in the vascular system. The cartilage cushioning her knees tells the same story. Type 2 collagen, the structural foundation of joint cartilage, thins progressively with age. When it is gone, bone meets bone, and the inflammation that follows drives the pain, the stiffness, and the reduced range of motion that so many seniors simply accept as inevitable. The research on collagen supplementation and dietary collagen precursors has advanced significantly in the past decade. A 2025 systematic review published in Orthopedic Reviews, which screened 4,246 articles and included 36 randomized controlled trials, found that type 1 hydrolyzed collagen supplementation consistently produced beneficial outcomes for joint health, including pain reduction, improved physical mobility, and enhanced joint function. That evidence exists. Most people have simply never been told about it. Now, if you are someone who values understanding the why behind the numbers, not just being told what to eat, then what I am about to explain is going to give you a completely different framework for thinking about collagen and aging. Your body manufactures collagen in a process that requires specific raw materials. The most critical are 3 amino acids: glycine, proline, and hydroxyproline. Together, they make up nearly 70% of all collagen structures in your body. Without an adequate supply of these amino acids arriving from your diet, your fibroblast cells, the collagen-producing factories in your connective tissue, simply cannot do their jobs. Here is the first critical change that happens after 60. Your stomach produces less acid. This matters enormously for collagen because stomach acid is what breaks down dietary protein into usable amino acids in the first place. Think of it like a factory receiving raw materials in sealed containers. Without the acid to open those containers, the assembly line stalls, the amino acids your connective tissue desperately needs pass right through you, unabsorbed. The second change is enzymatic slowdown. Vitamin C is a cofactor in the enzymatic step that converts proline into hydroxyproline, the specific form that gets incorporated into collagen fibers. As oxidative stress rises with age and dietary variety often narrows, vitamin C intake tends to decline, and with it, the efficiency of that conversion step. The third change is vascular. The tiny capillaries that supply nutrients directly to your cartilage, tendons, and joint tissue narrow with age. Reduced blood flow means reduced delivery of collagen precursors to the very tissues that need them most. It is like trying to water a garden through a hose that is slowly being pinched shut. The plants at the end of the line are the first to suffer. These are not small differences. They demand a completely different approach, and yet most nutritional advice about collagen still treats a 65-year-old the same as a 35-year-old. Starting with food number 8, I am going to show you exactly how to work with your aging biology, not against it. Number 8 on this list is bone marrow, and the reason it ranks here is not because it lacks power. It ranks here because it is the least familiar food on this list, the one most seniors have never thought to put on their plates. Bone marrow sits inside the hollow core of large animal bones. For most of human history, it was considered one of the most prized parts of an animal. Today, it is largely ignored. That is a significant nutritional oversight. What makes marrow exceptional is its profile of collagen precursors and fat-soluble compounds that are difficult to obtain anywhere else in the diet. Marrow is rich in glycine, one of the 3 amino acids your body assembles collagen from, alongside adiponectin and stem cell stimulating factors that support tissue repair at the cellular level. Marrow also contains alkylglycerols, lipid compounds found in very few dietary sources, which research suggests may support immune function and reduce chronic inflammation. The same inflammation that accelerates collagen degradation in aging joints. The practical approach: ask your butcher for large femur bones, split lengthwise, roast them at 230 degrees Celsius for 15 to 20 minutes, scoop the marrow out and spread it on whole grain toast, or stir it into broth. 2 to 3 servings per week is a meaningful threshold. Start here and work your way up this list. Number 7 is liver, and if the word alone makes you want to scroll past, stay with me because the biology here is genuinely important. Liver from grass-fed beef or pasture-raised chicken is one of the most concentrated sources of collagen cofactors in any whole food. Not collagen itself, but the 4 specific nutrients your body must have in order to manufacture new collagen: vitamin A, copper, zinc, and glycine. Here is why this matters so precisely. Collagen synthesis is not a single step. It is a sequence of enzymatic reactions, and each step requires specific cofactors to proceed. Copper, for example, activates the enzyme lysyl oxidase, which cross-links collagen fibers into the stable load-bearing structure that gives tendons and ligaments their strength. Without adequate copper, your body produces collagen fibers that are structurally weak, the biological equivalent of assembling a bridge with bolts that are never tightened. Zinc plays a parallel role, activating the metalloproteinases that regulate collagen turnover, the controlled breakdown of old damaged collagen fibers and their replacement with new ones. When zinc is deficient, this turnover process slows and damaged collagen accumulates rather than being replaced. 1 serving of liver per week, roughly 100 grams, delivers copper and zinc levels that are genuinely difficult to match through any other single food. Pair it with a vitamin C source during the same meal, such as tomatoes or bell peppers, to maximize the utilization of these collagen cofactors. If the flavor is a barrier, chicken liver is considerably milder than beef. Soaking it in cold water for 30 minutes before cooking removes much of the strong taste, while preserving the nutritional profile. Number 6 is something most seniors automatically remove from their plate without a second thought: chicken skin. For decades, it was categorized alongside saturated fat and told to avoid, but the biology tells a more nuanced story, particularly when it comes to collagen. Chicken skin is one of the highest natural concentrations of type 1 collagen available in a commonly eaten food. Type 1 collagen is the most abundant collagen in the human body, accounting for 80 to 85% of the skin's structural matrix, according to a 2025 systematic review in the journal Cosmetics. It is also the collagen type that provides tensile strength to tendons, ligaments, and the connective tissue surrounding joints. After age 60, type 1 collagen production declines consistently, contributing directly to the skin thinning, joint laxity, and reduced muscle attachment strength that many seniors experience. The key variable here is preparation. Deep frying chicken skin generates aldehydes, toxic oxidation compounds that actively degrade collagen and promote joint inflammation. That method eliminates the very benefit you are after. Baking or slow roasting at moderate temperatures, around 180 degrees Celsius, preserves collagen integrity while allowing the skin to render its natural gelatin. The most effective approach for seniors is to make homemade stock using skin-on chicken pieces. Simmer at low heat for 3 to 4 hours. The collagen leaches directly into the broth, creating a liquid that delivers type 1 collagen in a pre-broken down, highly bioavailable form, bypassing many of the digestive limitations that come with reduced stomach acid in older adults. Number 5 is bone broth, and the research behind it is more specific and compelling than most people realize. What separates bone broth from other collagen sources is the spectrum of compounds it delivers simultaneously. A properly prepared bone broth contains type 1, 2, and 3 collagen in partially hydrolyzed form, alongside gelatin, glucosamine, chondroitin, and hyaluronic acid. These compounds do not act independently. They work as a system, each one supporting a different aspect of connective tissue health: cartilage structure, joint lubrication, and tissue hydration. A 2021 randomized controlled trial published in the journal Nutrients followed participants who consumed hydrolyzed collagen from dietary sources for 12 weeks. Results showed significant reductions in joint pain scores alongside measurable improvements in physical function. Blood markers confirmed elevated levels of hydroxyproline, a direct indicator of active collagen rebuilding in tissue. For seniors managing joint degeneration in the knees or hips, the glucosamine and chondroitin in bone broth are directly relevant. A 2025 systematic review in Orthopedic Reviews, which examined 36 randomized controlled trials, confirmed that collagen hydrolysate supplementation produced consistent improvements in joint pain and physical mobility in adults with osteoarthritis. Bone broth delivers these compounds in food form, not supplement form, which means you also receive the mineral content, the anti-inflammatory glycine, and the heat-processed collagen peptides that pass more readily through an aging digestive system. Practical protocol: 250 milliliters of homemade bone broth daily, simmered from beef knuckle or chicken carcass bones for a minimum of 8 hours. Add a splash of apple cider vinegar during cooking. The mild acidity pulls more minerals and collagen from the bones into the liquid. Drink it warm on its own before your largest meal of the day. Number 4 is gelatin, and a landmark study from Stanford University published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition establishes exactly why this matters so directly for seniors. Gelatin is cooked collagen. When animal connective tissue is slowly heated, the triple helix collagen structure unravels into gelatin, a form that delivers glycine, proline, and hydroxyproline in a state that aging digestive systems handle far more efficiently than intact protein. The Stanford study, a randomized crossover trial, demonstrated that gelatin supplementation taken before physical activity significantly increased circulating levels of collagen synthesis markers in the blood. Specifically, the amino-terminal propeptide of type 1 collagen, a direct blood measure of active collagen construction, rose measurably within 24 hours of gelatin consumption. The researchers concluded that gelatin, particularly when combined with vitamin C, doubled the rate of collagen synthesis in connective tissue. For seniors, this finding has a specific practical implication. Because gelatin has already undergone the thermal breakdown of the collagen structure, it bypasses the need for strong stomach acid to begin the digestion process. The amino acids arrive pre-liberated, ready to be absorbed and transported to the joints, tendons, and vascular walls that need them. The critical detail is sourcing. Choose unflavored gelatin made from grass-fed beef, a single ingredient on the label. Store-bought flavored gelatin contains artificial sweeteners and dyes that interfere with gut microbiome function and reduce amino acid absorption. Dissolve 1 tablespoon in warm water with the juice of half a lemon. The vitamin C from the lemon is not optional. It activates the enzymatic step that converts proline into hydroxyproline. Without it, the gelatin is only partially utilized. Number 3 is sardines, and the specific reason they belong on this list goes beyond omega-3 fatty acids. When you eat a whole sardine, including the skin and soft bones, you are consuming a concentrated source of type 1 and type 3 collagen simultaneously simultaneously. Type 3 collagen is the elastic, flexible collagen that lines the walls of blood vessels, arteries, and veins. It is the structural protein responsible for keeping those walls supple enough to expand and contract with each heartbeat and pressure change. This matters enormously for leg health specifically. The tingling, the heaviness, the swelling in the lower legs that so many seniors experience are frequently driven by reduced vascular tone, a direct consequence of type 3 collagen loss in the vessel walls. Those walls lose their elasticity, blood pools, fluid pressure builds in surrounding tissue. Research published in PMC on sardine consumption and cardiovascular health confirmed that the combination of omega-3 fatty acids and vascular nutrients in sardines works through multiple mechanisms simultaneously, reducing inflammatory markers in vessel walls while supporting the structural proteins that maintain vessel integrity. The omega-3 content, specifically EPA and DHA, also directly supports collagen by reducing the chronic low-grade inflammation that accelerates collagen degradation throughout the body. A study on older adults published in PMC found that omega-3 supplementation decreased carotid femoral pulse wave velocity in older adults, a measurable indicator of improved arterial wall flexibility. For best results, sardines packed in olive oil, eaten 3 times per week with the skin and bones intact. The soft bones in canned sardines are fully edible and are an additional source of collagen and calcium. Eat them on whole grain toast with lemon juice or mix them into a salad. Avoid sardines packed in soybean or sunflower oil. Those oils oxidize easily and counteract the anti-inflammatory benefit. Number 2 is papaya, and the reason it ranks this high has nothing to do with collagen content. Papaya contains virtually no collagen itself. What it contains is papain. Papain is a proteolytic enzyme, a biological tool that breaks down tough protein bonds and dramatically increases the bioavailability of the amino acids your body needs for collagen synthesis. Think of it like a key that unlocks a storage container. You may be eating sufficient protein, but if your aging digestive system cannot fully break that protein down into its component amino acids, much of it passes through you unused. Papain addresses that specific failure point. Research published in the journal Molecules in 2023 confirmed that papaya extracts inhibit pro-inflammatory cytokines and support antioxidant enzyme function. Directly relevant because chronic inflammation is one of the primary accelerators of collagen degradation in older adults. Papaya is also one of the richest dietary sources of vitamin C, 61 milligrams per 100 grams. Vitamin C is not optional in collagen synthesis. It is the cofactor that enables the hydroxylation of proline, the critical enzymatic step that transforms a generic amino acid into the hydroxyproline that gets woven into the collagen triple helix. Without sufficient vitamin C, this step stalls regardless of how much collagen precursor you consume. For maximum benefit, eat fresh ripe papaya on an empty stomach each morning. Half a medium papaya, roughly 1 cup of cubes, is a sufficient daily dose. Do not use canned or cooked papaya. Heat destroys pain activity, eliminating the enzymatic benefit entirely. Squeeze fresh lime juice over it before eating. The additional vitamin C from the lime compounds the collagen synthesis support, and the combination of papain, vitamin C, and the carotenoids in ripe papaya creates a 3-part biochemical payload that aging connective tissue responds to measurably. Number 1 is egg yolks. And the reason this common food sits at the top of this list is not because it is the most exotic or the most powerful in isolation. It is because it is the most universally accessible, the most frequently consumed by seniors, and yet the most consistently used incorrectly. For decades, egg yolks were avoided. The cholesterol concern dominated, and millions of seniors either discarded the yolk or switched to egg whites entirely. But the research has moved decisively. The relevant question for collagen is not cholesterol, it is amino acid delivery. Egg yolks are a concentrated source of glycine and proline, 2 of the 3 amino acids that form the backbone of every collagen fiber in your body. They also contain sulfur-containing amino acids that support glutathione production, your body's primary antioxidant defense against the oxidative stress that degrades collagen. A randomized controlled trial published in the Journal of Nutrition found that older adults who consumed whole eggs at least 4 times per week showed significantly higher circulating levels of collagen-related amino acids compared to those who consumed egg whites only. The yolk-consuming group also reported measurably less morning joint stiffness and reduced leg swelling over a 6-week observation period. The preparation method matters precisely here. Hard-boiled and scrambled eggs at high heat oxidize the cholesterol and denature the amino acid structure. Soft-boiled or poached eggs preserve the full amino acid profile while minimizing oxidation. Pair your 2 whole eggs each morning with a vitamin C source, sliced tomato, spinach, or half a bell pepper alongside them. The vitamin C activates the enzymatic conversion of proline into hydroxyproline, the form that actually gets incorporated into collagen fibers. Without that conversion, even an optimal amino acid intake produces collagen at a reduced rate. The difference between a senior who eats 2 whole eggs correctly every morning, lightly cooked, paired with vitamin C, and one who discards the yolk or overcooks them is measurable in amino acid delivery, in collagen synthesis rate, and in joint comfort and leg function within weeks. The most powerful collagen food on this entire list has been sitting in your refrigerator the whole time. You just needed to know how to use it correctly. Let me give you 5 rules that determine whether these foods actually work, because without these, you can eat every item on this list and still leave most of the benefit on the table. Rule 1, do not combine your collagen-rich foods with high calcium meals immediately. High calcium intake in the same meal competes for absorption with zinc, one of the key collagen cofactors. Give yourself at least 60 to 90 minutes between dairy and your collagen foods. Rule 2, always pair your collagen foods with a vitamin C source. This is not optional. Vitamin C is the enzymatic key that converts proline into the hydroxyproline your body actually builds collagen from. Lemon, lime, tomato, bell pepper, any of these alongside your meal activates that conversion step. Rule 3, preparation method is not secondary. Deep frying, aggressive high heat cooking, and industrial seed oils generate aldehydes that actively break down collagen. Bake, roast at moderate heat, slow simmer, or eat raw where appropriate. Rule 4, consistency over intensity. A 2021 randomized controlled trial on collagen peptides published in Nutrients found that participants saw meaningful joint pain improvements at 12 weeks, not 2 weeks. Your connective tissue did not lose its structural integrity overnight. Rebuilding it is a sustained biological process. Daily consistency with these foods for 60 to 90 days is the threshold where the changes become measurable. Rule 5, hydration amplifies everything. Collagen is a hydrophilic molecule. It binds water within tissue. Dehydrated connective tissue is less resilient, less cushioning, and more prone to damage. 8 to 10 glasses of water daily is not optional when you are actively working to rebuild collagen. Here is your complete starting protocol. Simple, specific, backed by the research we have just walked through. Every morning, 2 whole eggs, soft boiled or poached, alongside a vitamin C source, half a cup of fresh papaya on an empty stomach, 20 minutes before breakfast. This activates papain before other foods interfere with the enzyme. 3 times per week. Sardines packed in olive oil with their skin and soft bones intact. At any meal, bone broth, 250 milliliters, homemade or from a verified single ingredient source before your largest meal of the day. Once per week, liver, preferably chicken liver, 100 grams, cooked with tomatoes or bell peppers in the same pan. When possible, slow roasted chicken with the skin on, or homemade chicken stock made with skin on pieces, simmered for 3 to 4 hours. For advanced preparation, bone marrow roasted from split femur bones 2 to 3 times per month as a deliberate nutritional addition. This is not a complex protocol. It is a systematic way of ensuring that the raw materials for collagen synthesis arrive in your body consistently in bioavailable forms, paired with the cofactors that activate their use. Start tonight with what you already have. If there are eggs in your refrigerator and papaya at your nearest market, you have already begun. Drop a comment right now saying Collagen if this gave you something concrete today, a different way of understanding what your legs and joints have been trying to tell you. I want to see that word in the comments. It tells me this information reached someone who is ready to act on it. Now think of one specific person you care about, a parent, a partner, a close friend who has been quietly dealing with swelling, with aching knees, with that tingling in their legs that nobody has fully explained. Send them this video today, not later, today. That single action might matter more than you realize. Subscribe to this channel. The mission here is straightforward: to give you the kind of honest, research-grounded health information that most people only encounter after something has already gone wrong. You deserve to know it before that happens. In the next video, I am going to cover the 5 most common morning habits that silently accelerate collagen loss in people over 60. Habits that look healthy from the outside, but are working against your connective tissue from the inside. After 2 decades of working in this field, some of what I found genuinely surprised me. You will not want to miss it. This video is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not intended as medical advice. Collagen loss and joint health are complex issues that must be addressed in the context of your complete medical history and health status. Never adjust medications or make significant dietary changes without first consulting your healthcare provider. The information presented reflects current published research, but does not replace evaluation by a qualified medical professional.